Hello there, this is Gerald C717. Welcome to the Longing. This is episode number 8, and I had just spent a little less than an hour harvesting all these crystals. There's a total of 6 in here, and I got those 2 right there, and there's 4 on the other side. But it takes you about around 8 minutes to harvest each one of them, and there's the 4 there that I did. So we're going to actually head back. Head out of here, actually. No. No, no, no. Now, one thing I don't want to do, well, I really don't think I need to come back in here anymore. So I actually can, if I wanted to harvest those moss there, but let's just go ahead and keep them there. I don't need them. In case I do, I know where 2 of them are at. So now we'll go back. The exit out of here is this way, and I remember that cliff that I couldn't climb. I could jump off of it though. That's how to get out of here. You sure ain't gonna climb up the same way you fell or jumped. Jump. All right. We're actually going to head back home. I want to see where everything goes that I picked up. The horse head, the carpet, and the carpet and um, the drapes that I picked up in the Hall of Eternity, and then the 6 crystals that I just picked up. But just a reminder, it takes you about an hour to harvest all 6 of those crystals. 8 minutes per crystal, give or take a few seconds, I guess. Now, and recall, I have those crystals there. I wonder how long it's going to take to harvest those out of there. This pool here is about, the ravine or whatever is about halfway. You can kind of see it a little bit where the water line is. I can't really move my mouse to show you because then I'll lose the picture. And that takes about 2 months. So that's going to be a while. And then the Hall of Eternity and back to here. So, oh well. Oh, I want to check this out. I want to use the matic on this. Use a matic. See how long it takes. The treasure is behind a nearly impregnable window of crystal glass. Not that I could make much use of it anyway. Use matic. Okay. Well, that was a complete failure. Huh. I wonder why they do that and they don't let you use it. Pick up coal. But now it won't let me do it. Huh. Well, that is odd. Why would they let you do it? And huh. Let's exit the door then. That is completely odd. Almost like they're teasing you. No, my nose is not quite sharp. I got the matic. Why is it not letting me? Do I not have the matic anymore? Did I break my matic? I don't think I have the matic anymore. Let's go back in here and see if it's laying on the floor. Or did I just... Was that what crumbled after using that matic? I broke it? Oh, that just fucking sucks, because I could have used that. Oh, well, I hope there's another freaking matic out here. I lost the matic. I don't have it anymore. Well, do not use a matic on this treasure room, because it'll destroy your matic. That really sucks. Can I go down this ramp here? Let's see if I could go down. I could jump off of it. I guess the automatic thing doesn't let you go down, jump when you could walk around. Huh. Now let's head home. Out of all the rooms I hate the most, it's this one here. I just don't like the loud noises that's coming through here. Oh well, look, what am I supposed to do with... No, I don't want to draw. I want to move the crystal, what I really want to do. Can I move the crystal? Oh God, there we go. Okay, that's better. Oh, there's a curtain and the horse head. Why didn't I not just notice that before? That right there. And the other crystal, maybe. Oh, yeah, I got a total of 6, don't I? I don't really like that there. Put that right. We'll put that one. We'll put a couple. Put one right up here. There. Make it look like some kind of a design. Now let's see what books we have. Actually, let's go and start the fire. Now let's pick up. Make a fire and make a regular one, because I don't have anything else. That's kind of loud too. Sit down and read. Let's see what books we picked up. Oh, I got the carpet. See the carpet there? I didn't just notice that too. Goose Girl, Moby Dick, Poems 2, Metamorphoses, The Six Swans, Fables 1. How many pages is that? That's not too bad. I wonder if there's any kind of anything you learn from any of these books, actually. Gibberish somewhat. A king was hunting in a great wood, and he pursued a wild animal so eagerly that none of his people could follow him. When evening came, he stood still, and looking around him, he found that he had lost his way. And seeking a path, he found... I hate this, but I need to go back here and turn off the idle reading. And seeking a path, he found none. Then all of at once he saw a old woman with a nodding head coming up to him, and it was a witch. "My good woman," he said, "can you show me the way out of the wood?" "Oh yes, my lord king," answered she. "Certainly I can, but I must make a condition. If you do not fulfill it, you will never get out of the wood again, but die there of hunger. What is the condition? She asked. I have a daughter, said the old woman, who is as fair as any in the world, and if you will take her as your bride and make her queen, I will show you the way out of the wood. The king consented because of the difficulty he was in, and the old woman led him into her little house, and there her daughter was sitting by the fire. She received the king just as if she had been expecting him, and though he saw that she was very beautiful, she did not please him, and he could not look at her without an inward shudder. Nevertheless, he took the maiden before him on his horse, and the old woman showed him the way, and soon he was in his royal castle again, where the wedding was held. The king had been married before, and his first wife had left 7 children, 6 boys and 1 girl, whom he loved better than all the world, and as he was afraid the stepmother might not behave well to them, and perhaps would do them some mischief, he took them to a lonely castle standing in the middle of the wood. There they remained hidden, for the road to it was so hard to find that the king himself could not had it not been for the clue of yarn, possessing wonderful properties that a wise woman had given him. When he threw it down before him, it unrolled itself and showed him the way, and the king went so often to see his dear children, that the queen was displeased at his absence, and she became curious and wanted to know what he went out into the wood for so often alone. She bribed his servants with much money, and they showed her the secret, and told her of the clue of yarn, which alone could point out the way. Then she gave herself to no rest until she had found out where the king kept the clue, and then she made some little white silk shirts and sewed a charm in each, as she had learned witchcraft from her mother. And once when the king had ridden to the hunt, she took the little shirts and went into the wood, and the clue of yarn showed her the way. The children, seeing someone in the distance, thought it was their dear father coming to see them, and came jumping for joy to meet him. Then the wicked queen threw over each one of the little shirts, and as soon as the shirts touched their bodies, they were changed into swans, and flew away through the wood. So the queen went home very pleased to think she had got rid of her stepchildren, but the maiden had not run out with her brothers, and so the queen knew nothing about her. The next day the king went to see his children, and he found nobody there but his daughter. Where are thy brothers? She asked the king. Oh, dear father, answered she, they are gone away and have left me behind. And then she told him how she had seen from her window her brothers in the guise of swans fly away through the wood, and she showed him the feathers which they had all let fall in the courtyard, in which she had picked up. The king was grieved, but he never dreamt that it was the queen who had done this wicked deed, and as he feared lest the maiden also should be stolen away from him, he wished to take her away with him, but she was afraid of the stepmother, and begged the king to let her remain one more night in the castle in the wood. Then she said to herself, I must stay here no longer, but go and seek for my brothers. And when the night came, she fled away and went straight to the wood. She went on all the night and the next day, until she could no longer for weariness. At last she saw a rude hut, and she went in and found a room with 6 little beds in it. She did not dare to lie down in one, but she crept under one and lay on the hard boards and wished for night. When it was near the time of sunsetting, she heard a rustling sound and saw 6 swans come flying in the window. They alighted on the ground and blew at one another until they had blown all their feathers off, and then they stripped off their swan skin as if it had been a shirt. And the maiden looked at them and knew them for her brothers, and was very glad, and crept from under the bed. The brothers were not less glad when their sister appeared, but their joy did not last long. You must not stay here, said they to her. This is a robber's and if they were to come and find you here, they would kill you. And cannot you defend me? Asked the little sister. No, answered they, for we can only get rid of our swan skins and keep our human shape every evening for a quarter of an hour, but after that we must be changed into swans. Their sisters wept at hearing this and said, can nothing be done to set you free? Oh no, answered they. The work would be too hard for you. The 6 whole years you would be obliged never to speak or laugh, and make during that time 6 little shirts out of azure flowers. If you were to let fall a single word before the work was ended, all would be of no good. And just as the brothers had finished telling her this, the quarter of an hour came to an end, and they changed into swans and flew out the window. But the maiden made up her mind to set her brothers free, even though it should cost her her life. She left the hut, and going into the middle of the woods, she climbed a tree and there passed the night. The next morning, she set to work and gathered asters and began sewing them together. As for speaking, there was no one to speak to, as for laughing, she had no mind to it. So she sat on and looked at nothing but her work. When she had been going on like this for a long time, it happened that the king of that country went a-hunting in the wood, and some of his huntsmen came up to the tree in which the maiden sat. They called out to her, saying, who art thou? But she gave no answer. Come down, cried they. We will do thee no harm. But she only shook her head, and when they tormented her further with questions, she threw down to them her gold necklace, hoping they would be content with that. But they would not leave off. So she drew down to them her girdle, and when that was no good, her garters, and one after another everything she had on and could possibly spare, until she had nothing left but her smock. But all that was no good. The huntsmen would not be put off any longer. They climbed the tree, carried the maiden off, and brought her to the king. The king asked, who art thou? What wert thou doing in the tree? But she answered nothing. He spoke to her in all the languages he knew, but she remained dumb. But being very beautiful, the king inclined to her, and he felt a great love rise in his heart towards her, and casting his mantle around her, he put her before him on his horse and brought her to his castle. Then he caused rich clothing to be put upon her, and her beauty shone as bright as the morning, but no word would she utter. He seated her by his side at table, and her modesty and gentle mien so pleased him that he said, this maiden I chose for wife, and no other in the world. And accordingly, after a few days they were married. But the king had a wicked mother. He was displeased with the marriage and spoke ill of the young queen. Who knows where the maid had come from, she said, and not able to speak a word, she is not worthy of a king. After a year had passed, and the queen brought her first child into the world, the old woman carried it away and marked the queen's mouth with blood as she lay sleeping. When she went to the king and declared that his wife was an eater of human flesh, the king would not believe such a thing, and ordered that no one should do her any harm. And the queen went on quietly sewing the shirts and caring for nothing else. The next time that a fine boy was born, the wicked stepmother used the same discreet, but the king would give no credits to her words, for she said, she is too tender and good to do any such thing, and if she were only not dumb, I could justify herself. Then her innocence would be as clear as day. When for the third time the older woman stole away the newborn child and accused the queen, who was unable to say a word in her defense, the king could do no other but give her up to justice, and she was sentenced to suffer death by fire. The day on which her sentence was to be carried out was the very last one of the 6th year of the years during which she had neither spoken nor laughed, to free her dear brothers from the evil spell. The 6 shirts were ready, all except one which wanted the left sleeve, and when she was led to the pile of wood, she carried the 6 shirts on her arm. And when she mounted the pile and the fire was about to be kindled, all at once she cried out loud, for there were 6 swans coming, flying through the air, and she saw that her deliverance was near, and her heart beat for joy. The swans came close up to her and rushing wings and swooped around her so that she could throw the shirts over them. And when that had been done, the swan skins fell off them, and her brothers stood before her in their own bodies quite safe and sound. But as one shirt wanted the left sleeve, so the youngest brother had a swan's wing instead of a left arm. They embraced and kissed each other, and the queen went up to the king, who looked on full of astonishment, and began to speak to him and say, Dearest husband, now I may dare to speak and tell you that I am innocent, and have been falsely accused. And she related to him the treachery of the stepmother who had taken away the 3 children and hidden them. And she had reconciled to the king with great joy, and the wicked stepmother was bound to the stake on the pile of wood and burnt to ashes. And the king and queen lived many years with her 6 brothers in peace and joy. Well, I was expecting something a little better than that, but okay. Fables 1. Okay, well that's basically all the books that I picked up. Well, no wait, there's more. Maybe. Yeah, there's more books. Okay. This book. That's like, oh, that's the second part of that one book. This is like one little. Oh, that's 13 pages of that. Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, this book, Zarathustra 3. I wonder if this has anything to do with anything. Iliad 1 through 8. Of Homer. This is a Greek mythology, is that right, or something like that? Nibbling and whatever that is. First adventure. Huh? Oh hell, 839. Wow. You know what, let's actually go ahead and click on that and just click back on the idle reading. I'm not going to read right now, but well, I think I'm going to go over here. I don't have a matic, damn it. That kind of sucks. Yeah, but I didn't. You know, that's probably why they had that there. Because how many books is there? I bet you I could fill this whole damn bookshelf with books. I'm going to actually sit down and start and read a book, but I'm going to end the episode as well. If you like the video, be sure you hit that like button, and we're going to continue reading Moby Dick, I believe, because I'm at page 406. Idle reading gone. Okay, we're doing it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next episode.